Okay.
So, Andrea Smith is a 40-year-old woman diagnosed with chronic migraines. She's a divorced mother of two boys, Michael, aged 12, and Anthony, aged 6, and shares co-parenting responsibilities with her ex-husband, John, who takes the boys on weekends. Andrea works full-time as an architect, which requires long hours using computer screens, attending work sites, and communicating with contractors. Andrea first began experiencing migraines during adolescence, which impacted her schooling. Over time, the frequency of migraines have increased, and she was later diagnosed with chronic migraines by her GP. Andrea currently experiences migraines approximately 3 to 4 times per week. These migraines occur during work hours, affecting her concentration, productivity, and work performance. Migraines also frequently occur in the evenings while preparing her children for bed, which impacts her ability to be emotionally present with their sons. Andrea often feels guilty and worries that she's a bad mother when she cannot make bedtime routines. Her eldest son, Michael, will often assist his younger brother, Anthony, during these times. Andrea reports that she copes better with migraines on the weekends when her children are with their father. She spends this time relaxing by the pool and feels less like a burden on others when migraines occur while she is alone. When experiencing migraines, Andrea typically needs to lie down in a dark, quiet, low sensory environment and uses hot and cold compresses on her head and neck. She currently takes 500 milligrams of her paracetamol daily as a preventative measure, although she reports this does not adequately manage migraine pain once they do occur. She sought psychological support because she would like to reduce the frequency and intensity of her migraines. Her GP referred her to a psychologist. Although Andrea was initially hesitant about psychological intervention, this role play takes place during Andrea's second therapy session. During the previous session, the psychologist introduced the idea of engaging in aerobic exercise to reduce migraine burden. Andrea is currently ambivalent about increasing exercise and appears to be in the contemplative stage of change. Okay. Hi, Andrea. It's really nice to see you again. How have you been since our last session?
Pretty similar, honestly. Two migraines this week so far, as seems to often happen. One was while I was trying to get the boys organized for school. Yeah, about the same.
Okay. Sounds like things have not really changed much for you, and migraines are still having a big impact on your life.
Yeah, yeah, they interrupt everything at some point.
They sound very intrusive, as you said, helping your boys get ready for school.
Yeah, yeah, it feels like they limit my ability to be the mother that I would like, and you know, you kind of either trying to fix the time that you lost when the last one happened, or waiting for the next one to come, or trying to just push through one of them if they're there.
That sounds really challenging. You're sort of stuck in that state of managing this migraine, whether you're in the middle of it or anticipating the next one or recovering from the migraine that you've just had.
Yeah, it's tiring.
Yeah. Last session we discussed the idea of aerobic exercise as something that might support you with your migraine management. I'm wondering, have you had any thoughts about that since the last session?
Yeah, a few thoughts, I guess. Like I know people recommend it, but like it's almost annoying to hear it just because like exercise seems to kind of fix everything, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
So exercise sounds like a general advice given, and you're a little questioning of whether it might be relevant for you.
Yeah, a bit. And like it's not the easiest thing to do.
Mm. So exercise is not always that easy for you.
No, no, like I like you need to have the energy to do it, and that's one of the things that I'm really struggling with is
Mm.
just having enough energy for everything going on. let alone motivation. And like I don't really want to start it and then not do it.
Okay. So it sounds like there's a few concerns that are making you feel a little bit hesitant.
Mm,
Maybe exercise seems like it's sort of a general thing that's prescribed to people,
mm,
um, and you're not quite sure its relevance for you. And then you also
yeah.
mentioned that um, it requires a lot of energy and motivation, and that's something that maybe you're struggling with at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, exactly.
Um, what have you heard about migraines and exercise?
Not heaps. Just like I don't know. I've heard that maybe it helps, but nothing much more than that, I guess.
Yeah. Would you mind if I told you a little bit about it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. There have been some studies that suggest that moderate aerobic exercise can reduce migraine severity and intensity. It helps to relieve stress, muscle tension, and it can improve sleep, which can all really support you when you're having a migraine and to reduce the severity of how you feel the migraine is.
Yeah, and maybe recovery if you're getting more sleep too.
Yeah, yeah. So I can definitely understand why you might feel a little bit on the fence about engaging in the aerobic exercise. Tell me, when you have been thinking about this, what are some of the positives that you can see? Like, what would improving your migraines, how would that impact your life?
I mean, if like it could make a massive difference, I guess. Like I have learnt to push through some of them. Um, like often I do need to just put myself in a dark room, but if it's not too bad, then like I do try and do the work or whatever at the same time. And like really, if they weren't as bad, then it would be I could just be there with my kids more often. Like, if as you know, like they often come at bedtime, and my eldest has to look after my youngest, and put them to bed, which it is just like he never complains, but it feels rough. And being able to be there for that would be really nice. Um,
Sounds like
let
that's really
alone,
important.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, it would make a big difference. Yeah.
Yeah, so being there for bedtime is very important for you.
Yeah, it's important for me, but also I not having my son be a parent for my other son would be really important for
Mm.
him and for me.
Mm. So even though there's some apprehension about maybe engaging in that aerobic exercise, there's still some really positive reasons why you might want to reduce your migraines. As you mentioned, supporting your family during those bedtime routines, making sure that your eldest son is not, I guess, in charge of that aspect
Yeah.
and you're present and you're physically able to spend that quality time with your family. It sounds like that's quite motivating for you.
Yeah, that would be lovely.
Yeah. Um, if we're thinking about change, I'm wondering if we had a scale of 0 to 10, and 0 is I'm not, I'm definitely not thinking about change. I don't want to change. I
Hmm.
don't want to exercise. And 10 is I'm ready to go right now. I'm
Yeah.
wondering where you fall on that scale.
I don't know, 5?
Right, yeah. So that sounds quite middle of the road.
Yeah.
So what makes it a 5 and not a 2?
I mean, everything we just talked about really is like being able to see the potential advantages and remind myself um of the better life I could be living. That, I really do want to improve these migraines. Like they really they really suck. And they're really impacting me and my kids, so it would make a big difference.
Mm, okay. So mostly it sounds like it's around the impact that it's having on you and your family.
Yeah.
And what would it take to um, get from a 5 into something like a 6?
Um, I don't know. If it was just easier, I guess.
Mm.
Like, yeah.
So
I
even though
just
there are,
yeah.
yeah, even though there are some positive reasons why you would be really motivated to reduce migraines, um, exercising still poses some challenges for you. It's, it's,
Hmm.
it's not easy and it does require energy and motivation.
Yeah, it's hard for it to feel realistic if I'm honest.
Yeah, it doesn't feel realistic to um, be able to achieve the exercise that might be required.
Yeah, I just like I can't see hitting the treadmill for an hour 4 times a week yet. Like I just
Mm.
don't know where that would fit.
You've got a lot on your plate, and that does sound like it would be quite energy intensive and would require a lot of sustained motivation to do.
Yeah, and I'm just not gonna like I could do that for a week. I've done that kind of vibe before, but I will like that will fail. That's not gonna
Mm.
last.
Okay, so just to summarize, it sounds like you're sitting quite middle of the road in terms of
Mm,
um, doing this aerobic exercise. On the one hand, it doesn't seem realistic or achievable for you right now. You've had experience doing these things before, and sounds like they haven't quite lasted.
yeah.
And you know yourself, and you know that this is going to be quite a big undertaking for you to do. Um, on the other side of things, you've mentioned that you want a better life, and it sounds like family is really important to you, and making sure that you're there for those special moments at home is also something that you're really motivated um, to return back to have that better
Yeah.
life. Have I captured that correctly?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. How do you feel after talking about this with me?
Um, I don't know. I'm still very uncertain, but I I don't know. There's a bit of hope, I guess, that change can happen, but I just don't really know how to make that happen yet.
Yeah, okay. So you're feeling like maybe a little bit of hope is there to make this change, but the road ahead is still quite unclear.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, excellent. Well, things like this don't need to be rushed, and this is something that I'd like to explore in our next session.
Cool. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.